Fan support drives Alex Eala in Australian Open main draw debut. There seemed to be no stopping the meteoric rise of the country's top tennis player Alex Eala as she added another historic milestone by earning a direct main draw entry at the upcoming Australian Open starting this week. Eala, 20, has nothing but gratitude for the support she received from fans across the globe, particularly Filipinos, during her impressive fruitful season last year that saw her propel from number 140 to the top 50 in the rankings. I try to take it with a spoonful of gratitude. I think not a lot of people get to experience this in their lifetime, so I'm just so grateful to be in this position and to have that support, said Eala during the AO pre-event press conference. I think, if anything, it's just trying to take it in with the positives, and it sure does help. You know, when I'm out on court and people are supporting, she added. Eala said the energy she gets from those fans boosts her. It's been amazing. In this part of the world, there are a lot of Filipinos, I know. But the turnout this year has grown significantly, I would say, from the past year. So I'm happy to see this environment. People are excited to see me, so it's flattering and it makes me feel welcome, for sure, she said. Eala's continued rally on the global stage resulted in, perhaps, having a great impact in the country's tennis scene, resulting in the historic WTA 125 Philippine Women's Open slated later this month. I'm so happy that it's finally coming together. And it's really happening. It's been a dream to have a home tournament, and just on the WTA stage in general. I think it's a huge step for tennis in the Philippines and women's tennis, Eala said. I especially know some friends who are going to play there, so I'm so happy. That's going to bring a lot of inspiration and a lot of motivation for the girls back home, she added. And it's just a big step in the right direction. However, Eala's presence in the country's inaugural WTA 125 meet remained doubtful as she vies in the Aussie Open, where she takes on American Alicia Parks in the first round set on Monday, January 19th. She is also set to participate in the doubles event. Currently at number 49 in WTA rankings, Eala hasn't any excuse despite her busy schedule, noting she is primed for the Grand Slam hostilities thanks to her team, which consistently backs her up. Yeah, it's been a busy month, but so many blessings and so many. There have been so many memorable moments that just make me happy to experience, said Eala. And I think I've planned well and my team has done well to arrive here in the best shape possible, she added. It's a Grand Slam, so we're not looking over that fact, and I'm ready. I'm here. When Alex Eala stepped onto the blue courts of Melbourne Park for her Australian Open main draw debut, she was not alone. Though her name appeared as a single entry on the tournament sheet, she carried with her the weight of a nation's hope, the warmth of countless voices cheering from afar, and the quiet strength drawn from every message, flag, and heartfelt prayer sent her way. For Eala, fan support was not just background noise. It was fuel, rhythm, and belief stitched into every rally she played. At just 19, Alex Eala had already traveled a long road to reach this moment. From the sun-soaked courts of Quezon City to elite training academies abroad, her journey was shaped by sacrifice, discipline, and an unshakable dream. Yet, standing on one of tennis's biggest stages, the magnitude of the Australian Open was undeniable. The towering stadiums, the global audience, and the fierce competition could overwhelm even seasoned professionals. What steadied Eala's nerves was knowing that millions of Filipinos were watching, cheering, and claiming her moment as their own. In a country where basketball reigns supreme, tennis has often lived on the fringes of mainstream attention. Eala's rise changed that narrative. Her success sparked something powerful, belief. Fans who had never watched a full tennis match stayed up through the night to follow her progress. Social media lit up with encouragement. Schools streamed highlights in classrooms, and families gathered around screens, united by pride. Every cheer, even from thousands of miles away, became a whisper in Eala's ear telling her she belonged. As she walked onto the court for her debut match, the familiar green, red, and blue of the Philippine flag dotted the stands. Some fans had traveled across continents to witness history. Others were members of the Filipino diaspora in Australia, eager to support one of their own. Their chants cut through the hum of the crowd, personal and passionate. For Eala, those voices were grounding. In moments of pressure, when a point slipped away or a save faltered, she glanced toward the stands and found reassurance. Fan support did more than boost her confidence. It sharpened her sense of purpose. Eala was no longer playing solely for rankings or personal milestones. She was playing to inspire. Each forehand winner and fearless sprint to the net was a message to young dreamers back home. Greatness is possible. The knowledge that she could influence the next generation gave her an extra layer of resilience. Losses became lessons, and pressure transformed into privilege. The Australian Open main draw debut was not defined solely by the final scoreline. It was defined by courage. The courage to compete freely on a grand stage, to embrace expectations rather than fear them, and to represent a nation with grace. Fan support allowed Eala to play with heart. When nerves threatened to tighten her swing, the collective belief of her supporters loosened it. When the match grew tense, their energy reminded her why she started playing in the first place. For love of the game. Beyond the court, Eala acknowledged her supporters with humility. In interviews, she spoke of the messages she read late at night and the pride she felt representing the Philippines. She understood that her journey was shared. Every step forward belonged to everyone who believed in her before the spotlight arrived. That mutual relationship, athlete and fans lifting each other, created something rare and beautiful. Alex Eala's Australian Open debut marked more than an individual achievement. It signaled a shift in Philippine sports culture. Fan support transformed a debut into a movement. It reminded the world that talent knows no borders and that belief, when shared, can carry an athlete beyond limits. As Eala left the court, win or lose, she did so with her head held high. She had proven she could compete on tennis's biggest stage, but more importantly, she had proven the power of community. Driven by fans, fueled by national pride, and guided by her own unwavering determination, Alex Eala's journey had only just begun. And wherever she plays next, the cheers will follow, loud, loyal, and limitless.